Please make sure you read the full risk disclosure in the section below this video. Now, we have talked a lot about energy and the challenge we have merging the subtle energy with the three-dimensional energy. Today I want to talk about another very important aspect which will help you tremendously once you fully understand it, with seeing your trading in a much more natural perspective. And I say natural because what I'm going to uncover for you now is a basic lie we have all been living with, and that lie pertains to what we are, who we are as human beings. It's a very important question. Everybody needs to answer for themselves. However, this question has become a lot easier to answer in the last year or so, because we have now got proof that what we know about our history as humans has basically been incorrect. And the good news is that what we now know, which we first of all know from the wisdom traditions, and which is now also being backed up by some scientific evidence, and that is the fact that we came into being 200,000 years ago, but not as these poor little humans who are having to learn to live in an unfriendly environment. Rather, we have come here on Earth, somebody put us here 200,000 years ago fully equipped. In fact, our blueprint has everything in it that allows us to live wonderful lives, thrive, fulfill our desires. We are equipped with dealing with any challenges that may come our way, including the challenges we are experiencing in life today. Now, that is indeed a very, very powerful news story. And if you can fully understand what that means, you will probably become aware that this insight will have massive consequences on how we are dealing with our psychology. It will become clear to you that feelings and emotions like guilt, victimhood, and anger, and all those things really derive from a completely incorrect premise of what we are capable of doing. We need to understand also in this context that our emotions, rather than being a challenge for us, if we know how to use them correctly, are an instrument that greatly increases the speed of the attainment of our desires, whatever they may be. Don't forget, the principles I am discussing with you here, they do not only apply to trading, these are ultimately life principles. And whilst I'm on the subject of life principles, of course, trading simply is nothing else but a channel, one of the many, many channels we as human beings have to not only express ourselves and develop mastery in and express our connection to source, and that is ultimately what mastery is about. And also it is, if you like, it's an infinite, one of many infinite channels we have. And this is how powerful our blueprint is. It is not just something that has been thrown together and let's see how we are going to perform here, and it's very hard for us to survive because we are at the mercy of evolutionary law. No, you are not at the mercy of evolutionary law. The only thing you may be potentially at mercy of is your ignorance. And there is no excuse for remaining ignorant anymore, other than the perceived need to remain in your comfort zone. Because when you have to acknowledge that what you have thought of yourself for a lifetime, and your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents before you also thought, and it's all, shall we say, a lie, for the want of a better word, well, that can be a little bit tough to swallow for the linear and ego mind. Now, Imagine if you could just open your mind and accept, okay, what we have dealt with was incorrect information. And maybe you could embrace this new understanding with a degree of gratitude, because really it's wonderful. Here we are in the most transformative period of our lifetime, and we are becoming aware of all these things which were not correct, so that we can become, if we choose to, because ultimately it's a choice, we can become so much more powerful. We can step into a new awareness of ourselves, of our abilities, and how we can evolve these abilities. And that, of course, also means evolving our trading minds in a very, very different way. The way we are dealing with our trading psychology or investment psychology and psychology at large is having to drastically change because of this new teaching and this new knowledge we are now becoming part of. And the more people understand it and the more people will work with it, well, this will gather momentum. At the moment, it's not out in the mainstream yet. So therefore, very, very few people know about it, let alone know how to use these new understandings. Now, I teach this and the new strategies which we must apply to really put ourselves at the cutting edge of our game. I teach this in my monthly membership course, Navigating Financial Change. It's in my trading psychology course. It's covered not in total depth, but to enough degree so that you are getting it in Improve Your Trading Mind in 21 Days, together with lots of tools, practical tools, where you learn how to apply the new knowledge in your trading. So this is also very powerful stuff. Anyway, I don't want to get too salesy on you here. Having said this, well, you need to know what I offer. If it speaks to you, you can go to my website, mentalstrategiesfortraders.com, go to the product pages and have a look around. And of course, well, you may want to subscribe to my Facebook page and the Buddhist Trader, and you may want to also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you very much for watching this video.